Hi, this is Martin King. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to be covering the use of the Legacy System Sizer engineering tool. And one of the things I'd like to bring up before I get started here, this particular tool does not replace the need for a consulting engineering firm. This is to be used as a tool for our end users, contractors, and engineering firms if they need quick and easy information about sizing chillers and pumps and things like that. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to left click on the Site Information tab. This is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to enter in your contact information, your project information, and that's pretty much it on this one. So we're going to go to the next one. This is our conditions. And what we have to do is tell System Sizer some basic information about what's the coldest outdoor air temperature that you can expect for this particular chiller. And then if you want to run glycol, you're going to be running whatever percentage you want. You can just select it here. And then, of course, you want to select or tell us what voltage your particular chiller is. Now, you'll notice throughout the system here I have little red comment boxes here. So if you're ever looking to figure out what you want to enter in a particular cell, just look for the red box and it'll pop up and you can get some hints on how to do that. All right, so let's go to the process input page. And this is a graphic that we did to put in the basic information into System Sizer so it can help you calculate things. The first thing I recommend doing is in this particular box, there's 3 of them, because you can do 3 different process loads. And what I'm asking here is the distance between the chiller location and your first connection, your first branch offs, right? So this particular example, we only have 1 load, so we're only going to have 1 number here. If we have 2 loads and so on, you're going to put in that information, all right? So then on the process load, what you're going to do is you're going to put in your maximum flow rate, in other words, how many GPMs, gallons per minute, that your process loads needs. You're going to put in your temperature to the load, so what temperature do you want to have leaving your chiller going to your process. Now keep in mind that if you're dealing with 1 chiller, the temperature to load on all 3 of these is going to be the same. So it wouldn't really do you much good to ask one particular load for 50 degrees and one for 40 degrees and so on, unless you have some type of sophisticated control system. The next one here is your estimated temperature rise. So if the fluid's going in at 50 for this example, we're estimating that it's going to come out at about 60 degrees. So we have a 10-degree temperature rise. Pressure drop, or excuse me, pressure to the load. Some loads require specific pressures to be supplied, and that's going to be entered there. So you're going to say this particular load we want 30 psi. The load pressure drop, so as the fluid goes through the load, there's going to be a drop, right? So you need to put that in. And then your tolerance, so for example, if the chiller's putting out 50 degrees, what is your tolerance? So can it go up to 52 degrees? So we've said yes. So in other words, we've got a 50 degree set point. We're saying that it can allow as warm a temperature as 52 and as cold as 48. So that's what that means. Your branch pipe length, so that's basically going to be the distance of this particular header here. So you want to put that in. And then the branch fittings count. And this is a little difficult to get to, but if you look at the hint box here, we just figure we recommend a ballpark to figure on 1 fitting for every foot of pipe, and that's probably more than you'll need, but we have to use that to calculate your pressure drop, right? So you put all that information in, and then the next thing you're going to do is go over here to the output page, and what it's done here is it's calculating for you what your BTUH load is. It's telling you that in both BTUH and kWh tons. It's also giving you your branch pressure drop estimated, of course, in PSI and feet, and it's also giving you an idea on how much fluid volume is in that particular drop. In most cases, that's not a big deal, but we have some applications that the customer needs to know. Now, this gives you some really great information here. It's giving you recommendations on the size of the pipe. So it's recommending, based on your requirements, that you put in a 1-inch pipe for the supply and a 1-inch pipe on the return. And then it's also recommending a 1-inch pipe for your header lines for both supply and return. And it's telling you that you're going to have about a 10 GPM flow rate through your headers. All right, and so that's pretty valuable. And the other thing that's also very helpful here is it gives you kind of a summary down at the bottom. It's giving you 50,400 BTUH or 4 tons. And it also gives you the ability to know what your total GPM is, and as well as your feet of head. So that's going to be very valuable for pump sizing. We get a lot of customers that'll look us up and say, hey, I know I need a 50,000 BTUH chiller, but I'm not exactly sure what my flow and my pressure requirements are for my pump. So we send them this spreadsheet, they fill it out, and it's very, very helpful. All right, so that's pretty much it. A couple things on the home page. We have some handheld tools. We have a slide chart tool that you can purchase from our website. We also have an audit program if you want to know how much your current chiller is using as far as energy, how to give you some ideas on how to save. That's something you might want to check out. We also do engineering consulting if you have customers or if you're in need of some assistance, chiller specific. We can definitely help you with that. And last but not least, we have a very extensive non-brand specific knowledge base where you can get all kinds of information on how to do piping, engineering hints, all type of stuff. So please stop in there and check it out. Well, that's pretty much it. Again, my name is Martin King. Thanks for taking a look at the System Sizer. If you have any questions, give us a call at 877-988-5464. And you can also send us an email at support@legacychillers.com. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.